Hello and welcome back to GameSpot Presents The Mix right here at GDC 2015. I'm very happy to be joined by two people this time. Tom Happ and Adelman, thank you so much for coming in, gents. Pleasure. How's your GDC been the past hour or so? You've been enjoying it?
Oh, it's been an amazing 2 hours.
Yeah, you've already done like 12 demos of
exactly.
all your games. You're here actually to show us two games. We're going to talk about Axiom Verge in a little bit, but first of all, we've got Chasm right here. This is your bad boy, right?
Yeah, so I'm working with the developers of Chasm. They've been working on it before I got involved, probably about 2 years now. So I joined the team probably about 4 or 5 months ago.
You were doing digital stuff for Nintendo before
That's
that,
right.
Yeah.
So I was head of the digital distribution business at Nintendo for about 9 years.
Excellent.
Then I left there in August and wanted to work more closely with indie developers. So actually Chasm and Axiom Verge are like my two big projects right now. So thrilled that both games are going to be covered back to back.
Excellent. We're going to talk to Tom about Axiom Verge in a little bit, but you're going to be driving now for Chasm. So let's jump right in and tell us all about this bad boy.
So Chasm is, as you can see, it's got a very distinctive pixel art style, lots of shading, lots of personality, and it's the premise of the game is that a small mining town noticed that there were some really weird things happening in the mine in the town, and so you're
Isn't there always?
I know mines are just
like
always
Silent
like that.
Hill all over. Yeah.
Exactly. And so the army sends you to investigate, and the beginning of the game takes place in the mines and as you explore them, and then later on you uncover that more and more kind of supernatural, ancient traditional stuff is going on. So this actually comes a little bit later in the game. This is the Catacombs world, and you kind of uncover a little bit about the mythology of the world. This is the Ladori burial grounds that are referred to in cave paintings in the mines.
So there's quite a lot of lore stuff going on in this.
Absolutely. So there's very heavy RPG kind of elements in the narrative.
My Prince of Persia PTSD is kicking in here.
Exactly. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of kind of harkens back to a lot of traditions, but probably one of the biggest distinguishing factors about this from, say, a Prince of Persia back in the day or another kind of exploration-based game is that each of the rooms, while hand-designed, the layouts of each of the levels is all done randomly each time. So, and each time you play through, you may not actually, even if you beat the game 100%, you may not actually see everything that there is in the game because each world is kind of procedurally generated. Even though the rooms themselves are hand designed, you might see the same room different times you play, but you won't be able to say, okay, I know I have to go left to get this one potion or to get this sword.
How is the save stating stuff working? Is this like a game where you'll be playing for a couple of hours to completion and then replaying it? Is this a game where you'll be dying early and then going back and starting from the start again?
So yeah, so there's a lot of replayability in that. Even if you beat the entire game, it's worthwhile to play it again because you get an entirely new map each time, and also there will be elements of the map that you haven't seen in the first playthrough. So definitely a lot of replayability. I'd say one playthrough, the target's probably going to be around somewhere around 10 hours to play through the entire game. There's 6 worlds, or 6 areas, I should say, of the map. And so this Catacombs level is one of them. And let's see if we... Tom, if you could just call up the map for a second. So this, you can see, this is like the first kind of conglomeration of
this
rooms.
is what we've seen with Tom playing for the past few minutes.
Exactly. And as he fills this out, he'll get to a checkpoint fairly soon, and then he'll take him to another kind of block of rooms. And you can go back to the gameplay. And each of the worlds has, I believe, 6 of those kind of groupings of rooms. So there's about like 36 kind of
chunks
of
land,
that you play through.
And then whatever happens in that is almost it's sort of there's a certain amount of randomness. Is
exactly. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the combat, because there was that interesting sword fight that happened earlier. Because it's funny, like I made the very bland comparison to Prince of Persia, which had the most.
It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think Jordan Mechner was actually was he at GDC last year, but the combat in that obviously incredibly bland sword fighting style. What was happening there looked incredibly interesting. Tell us a bit about the different types of combat, because also we're seeing throwable items here and
exactly. So if you'll notice on the left side of the screen, you've got this blue kind of mana counter, and all of the projectile type weapons use mana. So you can't just keep spamming that button and just throwing knives from a safe distance, but it's there if you want it. Usually the X button there is for melee combat. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but Tom was able to get a little bit of extra mana there, so you can pick it up along the way. Yeah, and could you go to the inventory screen? So you can see, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of RPG elements to the game. So if you go to equipment, for example, you can see what is equipped to each hand, and also what armor you're wearing. So that will also influence a lot.
Magic Molotov.
Yeah, so the Magic Molotov is throwable. You don't have to be, it's kind of like a grenade, but you don't have to be super precise. Hit the ceiling there, and it'll just spread and kind of hit whatever is in its way.
Are these skills that you were discovering, or ones that you're choosing yourself via unlocks?
So the equipment is stuff that you acquire throughout playing the game. There's also characters who appear in the game that will sell you equipment. There's also some crafting that you can do.
Oh, cool.
So if you find different gems throughout the game, you'll be able to use those to craft and have like a fire blade, for example. And so I would say probably everyone's play style is a little bit different. But I would say about 80% of the game is melee style combat, and the other 20% is using those projectiles when you're kind of in a pinch and you're low on health, and you're like, this one character, this one enemy who always kills me, I'm just gonna throw magic knives at him until he goes away and make it to that next checkpoint.
Yeah, I also appreciate difficult platforming as well. So it's good to see that there is a degree of skill required to walk around the chasms themselves.
Yeah, there's actually this is that checkpoint, and if you hit the select button again, you can kind of see what one of those chunks of rooms looks like. So. And so this is, you can replenish all of your health and then go on to the next chunk of rooms. Some of the rooms are actually, since you mentioned platforming, they're very platforming focused. Some rooms are a lot more combat focused. So part of the algorithm of how these worlds are procedurally laid out is it's actually in there to make it so that there's a balance of having a certain amount of areas that are specifically kind of combat focused versus more platforming focused.
And here's a good example of the two of them sort of being merged together, where you've got an enemy and then a sort of an environmental something to try and get past. And here we have some spinning balls. It's really starting to ramp it up now.
Once you get to that, this room is one of those that's a lot more platforming focused. There's also some where there are these buckets that are kind of floating around the room, and you've got to time your jumps and get onto those buckets. Let's see if you can do this, Tom.
We believe in you, Tom.
Yes,
Get it.
He did it.
First try.
Some sweet swag. It must be an interesting thing demoing a game that has random levels in it.
Yeah, it's not like I can say go to the right and get that one power up over there.
It's super easy. You've been practicing all morning, right?
Yeah.
So then presumably the enemies and whatnot, some of the environmental elements, they change between the different zones, or as you call it?
Exactly, yeah. So the mines area, where it's kind of introducing the player to the mechanics, a lot of the enemies there are much easier. So you can attack them with your sword and they won't chase you. They'll be like, oh, someone's hitting me with a sword, and just keep going on their way. Whereas in this level, you're actually already encountering enemies that will kind of pursue you, change their tactics a little bit. They also obviously do more damage if they hit you. So the difficulty keeps going up the further into the game that you go.
With the gold, is it in between the levels that you're purchasing items or purchasing skills?
Yeah, so there's from time to time.
Oh, how pretty.
Yeah, and this actually, I haven't even talked about the puzzle elements. So this background here, if you can just go back to the mural, press B. So if you notice there's a certain number of stars, that actually plays into a puzzle later on where you've got to know how many stars were on that mural and things like that.
It's 9, right? Did I count them right?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And actually, in each time you play through, it'll be a different number of stars. So you can't like just get to the gate and like, oh, I already know there's 9 stars there, because it'll be different each time.
Yeah, you're just ruining game facts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no way to write a game facts for this, unfortunately.
God damn it.
Yeah, there'll probably be some tips of like, in general, when you're falling down a wall, stay to the right, because there's a chance that there will be spikes in between.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was something else I was going to mention, and I totally lost my train of thought about. I think it was something about the.
Oh, we were talking about the. Oh no, was it the different types of enemies that are within each levels?
Yeah, I can't remember. Gold. Yes, thank you. So, as part of the game, one of the things that you can do, you'll get a this kind of falcon type bird. I think it may be a phoenix that will take you back to the town where you actually start the game. And there are places where you can buy things there. Also, later on, you'll find there will be a merchant who joins in that save area, and you'll be able to find. So this is a new enemy that we haven't seen yet.
Nice. Is there any sort of new game plus stuff happening, or like a expert super difficult mode?
Yeah, there's a hard mode and a regular mode. The hard mode is actually much more like a roguelike, where you get, I believe, only 1 life, and if you die, that's the end of the game. And this demo is actually kind of like that. So if you
take it,
yeah, when in doubt, yeah. Oh, I think he's running low on mana. Yeah, and this guy will charge you, so you got to kind of jump over him.
Nice.
So you get kind of familiar with seeing the same enemies over and over. Also, at the end of in each area, there's a kind of a mini boss, and so and we'll see one of those hopefully fairly soon. I think Tom will get to it, and so there's a lot of boss battles as well.
Just stay away from those nasty porcupines. It's a good thing there's no fall damage happening there, because there's lots of areas in this game where you seem to be
search at the title screen,
vertically coming down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, this is that.
Oh yeah,
the phoenix that you get. So there are also other characters.
It's like the canary in the mine almost.
Yeah, maybe it is a canary. I actually should know that. And so whenever you get to a save point, he'll actually fly you back to the center of town if you need to. There are also other characters that you meet throughout the game, and if you can rescue them from the mines, they also will come back to the town, and you can buy new things from them. I think you need to go the right there. Yeah, and so this is the room to the boss battle. You can tell with the.
It has that really foreboding. Here's a bunch of mana and
yeah, exactly.
health thing. You're like,
get ready.
Something nasty is about to happen.
All right, gotta get ready. Man, what should I use?
Yeah, get your best loadout.
Magic shield.
I'd go with the shield.
Can I use this and then switch later to the magic knife?
Yeah, I think you can. You should be able to.
This is pretty good how it stays there like that, and then.
Yeah, but once you go into that room, it'll have turned off. So.
Oh no!
You wasted it.
Mana dump.
So.
It's the beauty of live demos. It's all right, Tom. We know you can beat this wraith. It's cool. You don't even need a shield. Don't even worry about it.
All right. Well,
that's
I have
okay. No
mana,
judgments if you die.
Yeah, we're just not going to look at Axiom
This is
Verge.
not a good start though. When just taking a.
It seems like I'm not allowed to use it. Let's say I'll go back to magic knife.
Yeah, knife him. Knives always work on wraiths. Oh, he's got quite a lot of energy.
Yeah, so the bosses generally do, but like any good boss battle, the more you kind of get used to the boss. You kind of detect the certain patterns. So
is this the boss for all the mines section, or is this just a mid-boss?
This is the catacombs area, actually.
Okay.
This isn't even mines. I believe there are a couple bosses. This is considered a mini boss.
Gotcha.
It's not considered a major boss.
Oh man, those candles burning you as well?
No, the candles are more background.
Yeah, it's the splash from the...
All right, you've almost got him into half health.
Yeah, and you might need to drink one of your health potions there soon.
16, yeah. Oh, that's 16 health ain't looking too hot.
Yeah, oh.
8,
Yeah, let's...
just have a little drink, just have a little drink.
Where is it? Inventory?
Inventory, yeah.
Weak health potion, that's not a, well, okay.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, not too weak as well. It's okay considering, I guess, what level the character is now.
Exactly, yeah. So you, kind of like with a typical RPG, you do level up your character over time, and so as you level up, your HP goes up, your MP goes up. You also get potions along the way. I don't know if you noticed earlier, but Tom grabbed a potion that increased his MP by 2.
Okay.
So you kind of get these power-ups more and more as you go. And to be fair to Tom, this is actually, he hasn't really had a chance to practice this. I kind of sprung this on him at the last minute, like, hey, you're going to be demoing Chasm. So he's actually, I'm impressed with.
Well, you have to return the favor in a second and play Axiom Verge, right?
Yeah, I've probably put in like 50 hours into Axiom Verge,
okay.
so I'm actually fairly confident I'll be able to do okay.
Yeah, I think you won with beer.
Yeah.
It's fair to say. Doing a pretty great job here. 17 health, though. Wraith almost done. We believe in you. The whole stream, the chat is screaming for you.
Stay cautious. There you go. Get him, get him. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Professional. 200 gold. And a clapping production room as well. Nice work.
Nice.
When is Chasm coming out? When can people play it on what platforms?
We're currently targeting summer. We just finished the alpha release. So this was backed on Kickstarter. So we put out the alpha build to all of the Kickstarter backers. Got a lot of really good feedback. And so we didn't want to have any more spoilers keep going out.
Right.
So we said, all right, this is the end of the alpha playtest period. Now it's just like we're going to finish the game.
Excellent.
And so that's we're currently targeting summer.
I need to get a fantastic just shake of hands. Nice work. That's difficult to do, especially when somebody springs a demo on you.
Yeah, exactly.